Hi guys, once again, I'm going to show you some truth about the world. Okay, so this guy here is Andrew Forrest. Okay, Andrew Forrest is pretty much Australia's richest man. This man has $27 billion. Okay, and he wants to give all of his money to charity. What the hell? To charity, when charities already have $1 trillion in bank accounts accruing interest. These guys have so much money it's not funny. $1 trillion in disposable income right now. If they really wanted to, they could solve all the problems in the world right now. All of them. All the problems charities have. Done. Tomorrow. But they don't, because they put their money in the banks and make lots of money from it. Now, if Andrew really wanted to be a good man and give away his money to charity and help people, he could quite easily help nearly every single person under a certain threshold within Australia. He wouldn't need to help people over that threshold, because people over that threshold would have enough money regardless. We're talking about extremely rich people, okay? Now, if you gave out his $27 billion straight away to 125,000 different households. No, sorry. If you gave $125,000 to 216,000 different households, 216,000 individual households, you would help out so many people better than giving it all to charity. The fact is that when you give it to the bank, when you give it to a charity, the charities put it in the bank and they just accrue it with interest. They do not use the money you give them straight away in charity. Okay, they don't. They put it in the bank and put it in term interest accounts and let it accrue profit off that money, which they then skim off the top a little bit of that profit out of all the other profit, and they use that little bit to do charity. Okay, they don't use the whole lot for charity. They use it to make money that they then use for charity. Okay, that's literally how it's done. Okay, so the problem is that you're just giving charities more and more money that they're not spending. They've accrued so much that the last count was roughly $1 trillion in bank accounts combined, doing nothing except accruing interest, making them more and more money from the donations you give them. All that money you're giving them is just, if you helped out, if you gave $27 billion to 216,000 different households at $125,000 each, the exponential flow-on effect of 6 degrees of separation would exponentially help more and more people. Now let's break it down even more. Instead of giving them $125,000, let's make it a bit more. That's a nice sum, and it would help a lot of people, millions we're talking. But let's break it down in half. Let's make that $62,500. Okay, that's going to help 432,000 individual homes. 400, nearly 500,000. Okay, with all the people they know, it's going to help out so many people in their circle. It's going to help out millions. It would exponentially help out so many people. Okay, you give it to 430,000 different households. You're going to $62,000 each. $27 billion. You're going to help out nearly everybody within Australia up to a certain threshold. And we're talking at least half the population of Australia. Every single man, woman, and child would get helped by that money. Okay? Just through 6 degrees of separation. This guy wants to give it all to charity instead. Not even 1 cent to his own children. Now, he can do that if he really wants to. What a fuckhead. I would at least give my kids $100 million each. That would set up their families for generations. And they wouldn't become sponges on the system ever. And he's still going to have $26 billion left to give out in proper ways, helping people pay off their car loans, all sorts of stuff, Just give them $65,000 per household. They're going to pay off loans It's going to exponentially help out the economy. How? Because that money they're putting into the car loan, well, the bank's just going to take it anyway. It's dead money. It doesn't really go into the economy. Okay, not the overall, not the real economy. It goes into the banking economy, which is fake. So stuff it. Give them their $5,000 for their car loan if that's what you owe them. Now you've got $5,000 you can spend on other things in the economy, exponentially increasing Australia's economy to something great. I mean, it's a good thing, you know? Seriously, it really is. Now, when you do that, you're going to help out so many people, or even around the world, just by helping one country like Australia. You know, Australians are the greatest people in the world. The knock-on effect would lift up so many people within their circle and even other people around the world. You know, and we give it to all sorts of people. That's being a true philanthropist. Giving it all to charity is not going to work. Okay, lift them up instead. Lift up the people by giving it directly to them. Charities don't lift people up. If they did, they wouldn't be in business anymore because everybody would get lifted up by now and there'd be nobody helped through charity. So think about it. They're like the medical industry. They don't create cures. You know, they only baby the problem so that they can do what they want. Now, some people are going to spend that money on what they want, sure. You can say 10% of the people that you give money to are going to waste it. They're going to use it on holidays and drugs and all sorts of other stupid shit, gambling. They'll lose it all. But I can guarantee you the other 90% really would help out people in need. And there's a lot of them in Australia. At least 3 million people live below the poverty line, and you would be directly helping 3 million people plus more. Easily more. 430, what was the exact figure? 432,000 individual households, okay? That's crazy. You know they're going to help out 5 people they know. So times 450 by 5, you've got 2.5 million. You know, it's going to help out a lot of people under a certain threshold. People above that threshold don't need to be helped because they're already getting lots and lots of money. Okay, they're already like on a couple of $100,000 a year salary. There's at least 2 million very, very extremely rich people in Australia. You could say there's at least 4 or 5 out of the 27 million. You've got a good 20 million people that aren't that rich. Okay, and that they would be chosen. The 450,000 households would be chosen to spread that money out between all the families within that 20 million people. Lifting people out of poverty properly. I mean, you can't do that by giving it to people in charity. They don't want people leaving this. They like this. This is what gives them their money. Okay? If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't give them any money. And then there'd be no such thing as charity. The fact is, Americans alone in 2020 gave out $471 billion in actual coin money, physical money given to charities in 1 year. This is just the United States. And now imagine Australia, imagine all of Europe, imagine the whole world. Trust me, they have at least $1 trillion in bank accounts right now doing nothing but accruing money for no reason except to make them more profit. And as we saw with the Red Cross and Salvation Army fiasco in the fire relief for Australia, and we donated something like tens of millions to them, $100 million or something. I don't know what it was. It was an extraordinary amount of money. And we found out that literally millions had been siphoned off into administration fees and paying people within the organization to administer that money. It's a ridiculous joke. They don't need another $27 billion, okay? You have a much better chance of helping these people by giving it directly to them. 432,000 individual homes, $62,000 each. They're going to pay off their car loans, any debts they've got. They're going to help out their friends. I know they would give some to their friends. 90% of the people that get this money would give a few thousand to their family and friends. You know, the ones that don't get targeted by this money. It would help out so many people exponentially, just like 3 degrees, 6 degrees of separation does. I mean, and it's just going to flood the economy with money and make people's lives so great. It will lift up the entire economy and the entire population all overnight. It'll be like winning the goddamn lottery. It seriously would. You know, go on those holidays if you really want to spend the money on what you want. But, you know, the fact is, it's going to exponentially help more people than it ever would by being given to a charity to be siphoned off. Okay? And that's the deal. That's how it works. Okay? It honestly does work that way. You'd be better off giving it to people. And he wants to give it all to a charity. What a fuckhead. Peace out, bananas.